I am so sorry that I am late. I remembered this morning that we had a live broadcast, and then we were getting ready for our trip and sleep. So I am so sorry. Let me get on here real quick and see if I can find. I think the chair is okay. Oh, gotta turn that off. So, okay, one of the reasons I'm really tired right now is because I don't actually know what the temperature is right now, but yesterday in the sun, it was supposed to be 109 degrees. And it's surprisingly cool in here. So we do have the window up in the attic now, which I think makes a huge difference. I'm sorry I didn't get up a notification this morning. I kept thinking about it and going to do it, and then I kept getting distracted. Again, we're going to northern Idaho. Family homestead. I did get the recipe finished, so everybody who enjoyed the recipe collaboration with Laurie Family Homestead from Sunday, we are doing another one this upcoming Sunday, and this time we had a huge batch of raspberries that we went and picked with the neighbors, and on the same day that we're leaving on a trip, and the same day I was trying to do muffins for my collaboration with Laurie Family Homestead, so instead of doing banana bread muffins, we did raspberry banana muffins. Very good though. Yeah. Well, it's because I didn't add any sugar to the first one. Yeah. I was supposed to add stevia to the recipe, but I didn't have any stevia, and so I just didn't put any sweetener in. And yeah. It didn't turn out good at all. They were really gross. So the next. Even if we put them in oatmeal. Yeah, they weren't very good. We had to put jam in them to make them taste good, and then even they didn't taste very good. Thanks, Josh. Just tell me if I said your name right. Deshesh? Josh Deshesh. Loved the club video, so I'm glad you liked it. I'm sorry, I look so tired, guys. I also have just a little bit of a headache, a little bit of stress headache. We have, if you guys remember the video about the master craftsman builds a masterpiece. We're going up to refilm that, only I'm going to take my good camera, and we're also going to see some of the other things that he has built. For 8 hours tonight to get there at like 8 o'clock in the morning so we can film. And so, not on the arm of the chair, please. Can I bring that chair over there? No. And so we are, honey, don't sit there. You can't, honey, you can't sit on the arm of the chair. You're too big. Then what can I sit on? Yeah, I'm a little fuzzy today. And thank you, Essential Mountain Homestead, for calling and telling me that I have a live show today, because otherwise I would still be sweating up in the loft trying to nap before our all-night drive. Okay, pinch the inside of your hand between pointer finger and thumb for a headache. Thank you, Laurie Family Homestead. What else is happening? Our goats keep breaking their ropes. Yes, or pulling them out of the ground, and I'm spending a couple hours every morning out there trying to get their ropes put back together. And yeah. And last night one of our new goats, he used to queen of the herd. So even though we put one of our other new goats, one of our doelings, she kept on attacking the doeling. She still tried to jump over the fence. So finally, Dad and me just took them both out, and now they're on different ropes. Well, the doeling's on her same rope, but Apple Blossom is on a different one, and doeling's name is Rosemary. So it's a really good name for her. Yeah. Okay, I want you to go in the kitchen and get it all tidied up again, because it looks like you guys got out another project. So we have found that work with the air conditioning is that we will leave the windows open all day. And previously, before we had the window up in the loft, we would leave the door open at night and the windows open, because there seemed to just be this pocket of stagnation that just happened. Even though there's filters, like these little square filters up in the loft, they were not letting in and out enough air to make any kind of difference. And so the paint smell from the floor in the loft and also the plastic from the air mattress was just, it was so plasticky and nasty. Hey, kitty corn. So with the window up there, the air moves now. I leave the window open all day. I'm not sure if that really helps or not. It might be better if we close the top one up. But again, it is quite bearable in here. You walk in here from the outside and it's cooler than it is outside. I have noticed that I keep my hair up in a bun most of the time. That is kind of an icky part of things. Hey, Jim Norris. Can you go get my hair, my bobby pins off the top of the ledge upstairs? So let's see, what else? We did get the wood stove in. Our Elmira is now in the cabin, and we have someone cutting us out a backing for it. With that last we had, there was some warping on the back. What had happened is we had cleaned the chimney, and then that some of the creosote had packed to the bottom of the chimney. That had never actually happened before. But usually I'm the one that's down in the stove cleaning out the bottom of the stove.
No.
While John.
Paige and me are the ones that's normally doing that.
Okay. What?
Paige and me are the ones.
Do you help me?
Yes.
Okay, you help me?
Yes, we
okay.
normally actually do the whole entire thing.
The whole entire thing. Do you help me do the whole entire thing? Okay. To stop talking on the live show, okay?
Okay.
So there's a plate at the bottom of the stove that has to be taken off, and you have to be really careful when cleaning it out. And the girls do help me, correct? Does Mom usually do it with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm cleaning out the bottom of the stove while John is up on the chimney portion of it.
Scraping it.
You guys have interrupted me 8 times now, and I live with both of you, but you're both going to go outside now because Mom has a headache. Go outside. My dear little squirpy churls, chirpy squirrels. Don't interrupt when Mom has a headache, because it makes her feel like you're interrupting her short of temper. So go and let me finish telling the story, please, till you're outside. Hey, Rebecca. So what we would do is with the Elmira, you have a little bit of a plate, the stove, that has to be cleaned out. And usually what we'll have is me down in the bottom cleaning out that space under the stove at the same time that John is top. And so nothing gets compacted. What happened the last time we cleaned it was that John had hurt his back, and I was the one up on the chimney, and John was talking me through it. I wasn't on the bottom cleaning it out. And it ended up impacting the creosote into the bottom of the chimney without us knowing it. And so the next time we started the fire up, even though we had just cleaned the chimney, all the creosote at the bottom of the chimney caught on fire. We had it warp so badly. We have the Elmira stove back. We're getting that back plate recut and welded so that we can put it back onto the back of the stove. It'll be just a little bit thicker. You can order those plates from the Elmira company, but anything else, the cost equals out about the same, and John wanted the plate to be just a little bit thicker this time. So we have this enormous wood stove in our tiny house, and it's pushed up against the wall right now, but it needs to be moved about 18 inches out. And so it might be somewhere about the middle of the cabin by the time we have it where it belongs. We're kind of testing it out for size and shape right now. We're waiting for things to cool down a little bit more. We might sell it and get a smaller stove, or we might just put propane in. I would really like to have a wood stove in here, but if it kept our 2,300 square foot home really nice and warm, I'm pretty sure it will be miserable in here in just under 400 square feet. Have you guys been liking the videos lately? The ones with the banana trees from, was it this morning? Josh Deshay said a shot of the homemade kombucha might take the edge off the headache. That's a really good idea. I should do that. It's probably actually ready to go by now. I think more than anything, it's just more like a stress headache. I have like collaborations I'm supposed to be doing with people this week, and that's not including the ones that we're traveling to. That's just the videos we've already made that I need to edit, and then I need to do this filming while we're and John is leaving on the 6th of August, and so everything is just kind of, everybody has those moments, right, where everything is just like, something needs to go away because I can't get it all done. Let's see. Rebecca from Flying BS Farm said those trees were insane. That was incredible. What I'm really excited about is to show you guys the rest of the videos from that farm because of the way that they have the hot water piped to different campsites and different homes, and the way that they heated and cooled the homes with the water. What was the other thing? Like their cool house that they used for their lettuce, even though it's the middle of summer. It's also intuitive and amazing, and I didn't have very much time to film it. And also the owner was gone. Only the intern was there, and they were new. They hadn't been there very long, so they didn't know all the ins and outs of it and couldn't really questions that were technical as I would have liked. So what I'm hoping is that fall I can go back and get more of the technical information, because it was really amazing. Let's see, what else did I get done this week? I got curtains up over the we got, my dad and I got the bench made in the kitchen. I still need to put plywood on it, and I still need to build in the front and sides. John and I got some more tin up. So the inside is looking a little bit more finished, but John is hoping to go and hang out with Essential Mountain Homestead here a little bit later and get some more. If you go over to Essential Mountain Homestead, you'll see what they did in their little shop with the board and batten that they cut on the sawmill, and some of that up rather than so much tin. I had to put up cloth behind me because it was reflecting so much. Let's see. Laurie Family Homestead said we liked how they used the washer to dry the lettuce. Let's see. You guys might have to come up with more questions. John is supposed to be here pretty soon, and my uncle is in town, and I am wanting to go down. They have retrofitted this really nice little van so that they can travel. I saw the pantry video I made about a year ago, where he had all those doors that closed and opened and everything pulled out, and it was a tiny space, but it kept. That uncle is here at my parents' house, and I could go and film his van and show what a ensemble it is. So I got 14 supposed to be. Jim Norris said, try catnip. I hear it's good for pains. That is a good idea. I have mint out in my swale. I should go pick some. One thing is, last weekend I was filming the banana trees and also Swamp Creek Cabin, and I had my kids at my mom's house, and since then I've had some very, very whiny, emotional girls. You know how kids, when they get their rhythm, their routine is interrupted, it can make them cranky. The girls have been, love their hearts, a little bit rough the last few days. Laurie Family Homestead said mint tea. That is a good idea. That actually sounds really good. From Flying Vs Farm said hops as an herbal tea is good for headaches too. Grow hops here. It's a little bit too cold. They grow them just up in northern Idaho. They grow them in over in, is it southern Oregon or northern Oregon? When we went and visited my sister, they had fields of hops, and it was really pretty. Laurie Family Homestead said, how are the fires? We don't have around us per se right now. They are, because we are intense farmland, desert, like sagebrush type desert. We don't get a ton of fires in our immediate area, but we have a tendency to be surrounded by the fires. And haven't heard anything for a while from Little Mountain Ranch. I think she's just kind of dealing with everything. And when I put that video up shouting her out, we had some people that went over and said some really, really cruel things to her. And so I think she's just kind of taken a hiatus from YouTube for a bit. And over in Oregon, we didn't see any fires. We were in timber country, and the air was pretty clear. There weren't a lot of fires. So we don't have any here right now. Mostly it's just kind of friends that are dotted around in the West Coast, I think. Farm said they grow them for the breweries around here. If I can get my hands on them, I'll send you some. That would be awesome. Thank you. Let's see. I'm hoping John shows up anytime now, because I've got all my food cooked and ready to put in the cooler. We did have the computer and everything else packed up and ready to go, but then we have a live show. I do find that any kind of clutter in the cabin starts to make it feel claustrophobic. This morning when we were trying to get packed up, it was really overwhelming because in the middle trying to get it measured for the back plate, we had the kitchen trying to get everything cleaned out of the fridge and things put back in the fridge and getting dishes done. And so it takes very little clutter to just be oppressive. I don't know if the not having air conditioning like that, and so everybody's just a little bit on edge with the heat, or if it's just the fact that it's a small size. Flying BS Farms, Rebecca said, count your blessings, 6 in Nevada, and we're getting smoke from the one in California near Mariposa. We have some discoloration of our sky right now, but nothing bad. I think it was no, it wasn't last year. It was the year before last year that my sister was up in Yakima. They had fires so bad that nobody could let your kids play outdoors. There's no recess, that kind of thing. So we didn't go up and see them that year. It seems like there's always little fires going around, and I've heard that, yeah, it's really bad in California right now. Laurie Family Homestead said, how long will it take you to get to northern Idaho? The drive that we have ahead of us, hours for tonight. So we'll be driving for 8 hours tonight, and then we have another 6 hours drive when we leave there to get to my sister's. So to get to where we're going is 14 hours. And that's how long my drive was when I went to Oregon. It was a 14-hour drive, but I was by myself, and that felt pretty long. But when we have a long drive like that, John and I do pretty good about. And I think the hardest part about traveling that many hours as frequently as we do is the kids. They get really antsy, and just push through and be done. And it's probably a good thing though, because with the girls getting antsy, we get out and we walk more and stretch our legs more, which is probably a lot healthier. So yeah. I need to change that. It'll let me change it. It wasn't 96, it was 109 yesterday. There we go. Jim Norris said, you're going to Northern Idaho, might as well stop in and see Starry Hilder. Planned before to go up and see Starry Hilder. And when we first met and were friends, I think 3 years ago, we had planned to do it, and then things just didn't work out. And since then, she hasn't had very many people up there at her place. She's kind of a private person, and we've done a lot of collaborations you guys have seen with Nick and Esther, but we haven't done one with Starry. I believe there's John. Sorry guys, I gotta take this. I gotta see if he's on his way. Hey babe, are you on your way? Okay, I'm right in the middle of the live stream, so I've got just about everything there ready if you want to come in and pack your clothes. That's the only thing that isn't packed. Okay, I will. I love you. Goodbye. Okay, so Laura Family Homestead said it's hot here too, over 100 daily. Yeah, that's really warm. I think usually we're in the mid-90s. We've been over 100 twice now. First, I think it was like 101. Yesterday was 109 if you were out in the sun. We're positioned between two nice big trees on either side of us, and so it's usually pretty bearable. Videos, Sorry Family Homestead, aren't they nice? Their cooking videos are killing me. They're so fun and colorful. It makes me feel a little awful doing a collaboration with them when their cooking is so much more polished than mine is. But it's nice that they'll do the collaboration with me, and I will try to rise to their level. Flying BS Farm said, do you have any good old-fashioned handheld fans? It's not a problem solver, but it helps me with the air and will cool you as you are sweaty. Our biggest problem, to tell you the truth, has been to keep the computer cool. I work on the computer. I have it up on a wire shelf so that it's not insulated by the heat of my legs. But when I'm uploading and editing, it overheats when we don't have air conditioning in here. And I don't know how hot it actually gets in here when it's 109 out there. But I would have to imagine it's in the 90s in here. Computer, I have to kind of just shut things down and not work on the computer during the hot part of the day. Sam White said swamp cooler time. We have the swamp cooler over for the renters to use. We left that there for them. And our electricity extension cord that comes out, and it's just to run the college fridge and the computer. A big enough gauge. And in our area, you have to have your septic checked before you're allowed to plug in before the power company will run a line to your house. And we don't have a septic here. I want this cabin to stay an off-grid cabin. And so rather than running electricity to the cabin, we're poured temporarily, and then later we'll put in solar. So that's kind of what we're working on. But with what we have right now, we don't have enough power. We don't have enough juice to put in a swamp cooler. And on top of that, it really isn't that bad. With the, our nights are still in the 50s and 60s. And so we're easy. It just makes me a little bit out of it when I wake up from a nap, when I'm trying to get ready for a trip is all. Let's see. Jim Norris said it's locked up my system. I'm sorry, guys. I did a collaboration with Alumna where we sat and talked about things we would like to change, or would we do everything the same from when we started our homesteads. And it was a really good live show. But his stream is really, really clear and crisp, and mine is really, really fuzzy. I feel pretty bad about that it doesn't look better. Let's see. How long have we been on? On at about 12 after, didn't I? Larry Family Homestead said, we're going to start building a master bed for our tiny house in a week. Yes, and I have talked to Brian, who is the father and husband over at Larry Family Homestead, and I am plans so that I can do the same thing here in our little cabin, because we are in need of a couch system. We have my rocking chair, we have John's desk chair that he'll be taking to school with him, but we don't have, you know, the thing I didn't like about all those tiny houses was that I didn't have somewhere to cuddle with my kids. And lo and behold, here I am in my own tiny house and anywhere to cuddle my kids. So it's a problem. I need to move this other shelf out of the way too, but mostly what it holds is John's clothes, because his clothes are bigger. He has more of them. We have them separated out. And so with that shelf, when he's gone to school, hopefully I can take that shelf down and it'll leave more space playing and tinkering with furniture. Okay. Thank you. Sam Waite said, is the off-grid cabin the final destination? I think my renters really like the big house and they want to rent for a really long time, and I love having another family here to help with the work that we do. And so I don't want to be back in the big house, but with John in school, we'll be following him to Oklahoma when I do have this finished. And a fun project to kind of tinker on. And everything I've put up can be temporary, like all the tin. If I get to the point where I'd like to put up on the inside that will look better, I can do that. It's not a big deal to take the tin down. And over time, I could add in flooring. Right now, we just have the original plywood that came with the cabin. There's just endless projects and fun things to do in here. And so I think if John's school is not year-round, which I don't think it is, I think he gets off for the summer, happy to come back and help with the watering and help the renters with everything that happens here. Cooler here than in Oklahoma, and see family and do all that kind of thing. Destination or not, even John says that he likes this size. We do well in this size. The nicest thing is that the size of the house means that it pushes us out to go do fun things. You have more money because your mortgage is smaller, and you have less space to put things in, and so you just have a tendency to go out and do things rather than sitting in your house in your air conditioning. And I love that part. Like, for instance, the girls are sleeping out in the tent. Paige loves the tent. Kai's cranky. Sleep in my bed, not because she wants to sleep in the cabin, but because she wants to sleep in my bed, which she kicks. So she's out in the tent. But it feels like an adventure. Having a little house, I think, kind of leads to lots of adventures. We're able to travel a lot. I don't know. It's just an interesting way to live. I don't know if it'll just be a short-term way to live or the way that we finally go in the end. Mama Half Hippie said, do the girls seem to mind the heat at all? They'll go out and play in the shade, or they'll come in here. As long as you're not up in the attic, up in the sleeping lofts, the heat is pretty bearable. And we, like yesterday, they went and played in the ditch, and last week when it was the really warm day, 100, we let them play in the water. We'll go take them to this swimming hole, or we'll let them play in the ditch, or we'll turn on a sprinkler or something. Sorry, I've got a gnat or something in here. And so on the days that are unbearably warm, we'll go find a solution. Jim Norris said, you can take a cooler, cut a hole in one end to fit a fan, run a second hole to put a vent, place ice in the cooler. The fan will blow cold air out the vent. That's a good idea. That's pretty cool. Laurie Family Homestead said, how much longer to finish? Probably at this point. I've had help from people that have the time to help me. I am trying to be very careful in the way I design things, and I really don't want things to look crappy. I really want them to look nice. The next big thing I need to build is a table, because I have a strangely shaped bench. It's kind of like a U, but one side is longer and so building a table for the breakfast nook is going to be interesting engineering than what I'm used to because of the shape. I want to put shelves in above that so that we have places to store dishes and food that is not visible. A working space table. So I've got, the longer we're here, the more I see. What did you bring in, honey? Oh, okay. The longer we're here, the more I see what I want to tweak. I'm nervous about tweaking it because I do want it to look polished. And so sometimes I just like to unscrew my head and like put somebody else's head on, somebody that's really good at carpentry, and just borrow it for a week and build something really cool. But the people that I have lined up to help me with that kind of thing, they have full-time jobs. And I've got a lot of other collaborations that I need to work on that I have obligations for. So everything's just being held up. Oh goodness. I think we got ahead of what I was saying. Farms, Rebecca said, I think you should buy Kaya a yoke and a couple plastic buckets for hauling water. I love the clip of her bringing the water back. That's a great idea. You know, she would probably, if I gave her the idea and showed her a picture, she'd probably carve one herself. They like to find ways to haul and pull and do original ways to get their chores done that are not very effective, and that's one of them for Kaya. She likes to play with the ways that she brings it back from the pump. Jim Norris said, or get you a fan, put a block of ice behind it. The fan will blow cold air. This would. Okay, so that's what Jim Norris is doing in Texas, is he's using a block of ice. I think if we really got hot enough that we felt like we were desperate, I think that we would probably do something like that. At this point, it's not that bad unless we're like trying to sleep in the loft. But Keeping It Dutch made it. Hey, Keeping It Dutch. Let's see. Bandana Grandma said, hello, Julianne friends. Hey. Let's see if I can go down a little bit without skipping everybody. The Lemonade Farm said, will you be in Idaho for the eclipse? We may go up there to see it. Hubs is an astronomy nerd, but I just got a jury summons, so don't know if I'll go. We will be, let's see, John will already be in Oklahoma, but I will be here for the eclipse, for sure. Amy Sutherland. Hey, Amy. I think I've got another 3 inches done on the sweater. I keep having to wait to knit until it's a day that I'm not weed whacking because I don't want it to pick up cockleburs and everything else I drag in with me. Are you feeling better? I know last time we were talking about kidney stones, and John has had those, and I know that's just miserable. Sean Hinckley said you can use a wet towel or a cloth to cool a home. Should work quite well in a tiny house. We've done that for rabbits before. That is a great idea. Bandana Grandma said, Kaya with the water bucket yoke makes me think of a little Dutch girl in wooden shoes. So you guys totally have my curiosity piqued. I'm going to go look it up and see if I can find a picture that she can figure out how to. No Budget Homestead said, y'all will survive. We have that type of heat quite often in Central. Often. Keeping It Dutch said, we got plumbing hooked up in the Dillon tiny house. That is so cool. Good for you. Did you have any kind of problems with permitting to get the tiny house in? We've had some interesting stories about our permit process, and also Josh up at Essential Mountain Homestead. But anybody who wants to see a shed like ours that is put in more conventionally, since we're off grid, Keeping It Dutch is also putting in a little shop. Oh. Ventures Aardvark said, it just came up for me 5 minutes ago that you were live. Yes, it's because I didn't put in any kind of notification. I meant to this morning, and then I got caught up in everything else that we were doing to get ready, and I totally spaced it. I had to have a reminder call to even remember that there was a live show today. I'm just that wonderful and scatterbrained. But thank you. Thank you for the tardy payment that you just sent. Everybody else who's tardy should do the same thing. Okay, so Keeping It Dutch is the channel you should go see to see the shed remodel, and yet I think it's for Sean's nephew. It's Keeping It Dutch's nephew. Jim Norris said a swamp cooler works fine so long as you don't have high humidity. Yeah, and we don't have high humidity. We have 0 humidity. SF Martin 79 said, where in Oklahoma? Said, hey, just wanted to say I really enjoyed how you work with other homesteaders and reach out to improve your skills. I'm a carpenter myself, and I get happy to see other people that really want to learn it. Yes, and the place we're going up to tonight is going to blow your mind because handmade. So all the carpenter buffs out there are going to wish that they were coming with us to see it and touch it in person. The builder's home last time, but now we get to go see one of his homes that he built where money was no question. Anything that they wanted to put in, he could put it in, and they just paid for it and were grateful. And so that's when we get to go see. Last time they had the door with the stained glass rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, and the door to the other house had this lily of the valley that was, however you do it, into the door. Oh my goodness, it just so amazing. So I'm so excited to show you guys. Scatterbrained, completely brainless and tongue-tied. Did you know it was 109 yesterday in the sun? Nice. That's what down south? Here. Here. Julianne told me while we were out picking raspberries. Nice. Yeah, it feels warm. Good to have AC sometimes. Let's see. Amy Sutherland said it's okay. Surgery soon. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope you will feel better. That just sounds miserable. Prayers with you. You for sure. SF Martin 79 said that's where I am. So he's in Tulsa. Okay. Debbie Williams said hi. Oh, hi, Dirtpatcheaven from hot and humid Virginia. Hey, Debbie. Okay. Flying Guest Friend said make sure to share pictures of what she comes up with and share them with us all. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. For what? Wasn't this the carpenter? She's talking about the carpenter that we're going to go see, right? Oh, I don't know. So, well, we're going to have to make sure to send lots of pictures. No, I think Rebecca is talking about, Rebecca's talking about the water carrying device that Kai should carve for herself, the yoke and the water bucket ensemble. Keeping It Dutch said, no issues. I didn't tell anyone. We just did it. You know, the thing is, Keeping It Dutch, we thought that was something we could do, and yet it turns out that the inspector either got a call or was driving down the road at the same time we had the cabin delivered. And so he showed up and he's like, hey, I don't remember a permit being pulled for this place. And we're like, seriously? It's a shed. So. No Budget Homestead said, sorry, meant to say Central Alabama. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I'm like Central America. Jim Norris said, oh, now I can hear you. Oh, I'm sorry. Our connection is so much better than it used to be, but it's still not perfect. I wish it was perfect, and I'm sorry it's not perfect. I'm about to turn into a puddle of goo. I am so stressed out about this trip. Oh, can you call our dear friend, daughter of Dorcas, and let her know that we are still coming tonight? Because when do you go back to work? No, we're okay, because she was saying if we wanted to, we could come on Tuesday instead, Monday or Tuesday, instead of coming tonight. But I felt like we had everything ready already. Yeah, we're ready. I think let's come. Not tonight. We'll be there in the morning. That's what I told her. I said we'll stay over in Boise. Yeah. So. Uncle George is at Mom's house with his van. If we could stop and film his van on our way out. Okay. Just don't let me forget. Sure. I have to take care of too many things. Everybody says I should drink hops. Drink hops? Yeah, or some kombucha, and it'll take the edge off of my brainlessness. Yeah, let's kombucha at work. I have kombucha. I made kombucha. It's probably still really strong right now. Home brewers. Okay, Coca 2005. Have you tried building a methane generator? That would be really cool. Made one. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? It's really true yesterday. Apparently root beer does not get along with him well, and it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant. It was not pleasant. Bad. As the person down on ground level while you're up on the ladder, it was that bad. Laurie Family Homestead said, show yourself. No, the head. I think they're looking for the head. Your headshot.
The headshot?
In the hat. You should leave the hat on. I do like that hat.
Oh, camo.
I know. It's nice.
I don't know. I can't see anybody. So, okay. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Well, I see me.
Kitty Corn said, Laurie Family Homestead has a portable hot water heater video. They do, and that looks fantastic. I love that they have these kind of little solutions for campers and off-gridders. The issue for that with us is that you are supposed to hook that into a hose, run it from a pump when you're ready to do your shower. And what we're doing is we're actually hauling water from the well, and so we don't have a it's a hand pump without a screw on. What's it called? Screw on thing. Faucet? Spigot? Oh, it doesn't have any of that. It's just an open, unthreaded pipe. And so Kaya goes out and pumps the water by hand and then hauls it to the shower, and then we use the other sprayer. And it's like 3 gallons for the girls and I to shower with it. And so that part's really not a big deal. What is going to be a bigger deal is when we're trying to shower inside the cabin in the winter. Have space for a bathtub, and yet even to use that spray nozzle, I'm going to have something that will contain the water so it's not spraying out into the room. And then we're going to need to have some way to then remove the water. And we've already got one hole drilled to let an electrical cord in. We have to drill another hole to let the propane hose go through that attaches to the propane on the wood cook stove. And so I'm starting to feel like our floor looks like Swiss cheese. So that's just another thing that I'm twirling around in my brain. I need to start writing things down so that I can stop twirling around in my brain.
Think about this point. Aardvark's going to be like, geez, how big are these holes that you're drilling?
They're like that big.
They're not that big. Well, they're that big.
Yeah, they're that big because you have to get the plug through.
But they seal back up.
Let's see. No Budget Homestead said we had a heat index temp of 120. Oh, of 123, and the humidity was terrible. Oh my gosh, it just sounds miserable. Ugh, that just sounds nasty. That's why people in the South only wear bib overalls, right? Isn't that like the cliche? Is that the men walk around
the heat out the top,
in bib overalls and no shirt?
Runs up the legs and keeps it cool.
Oh, has anybody
Danny
seen
and Wanda on yet? They could confirm or deny.
Overalls?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like Wanda always wears tank tops. When we've had some heat, I've gone to just sundresses, and that's been nice. But we have high grass and biting insects, and so I have a tendency more often to wear a sweatshirt and long pants and boots just because of the bugs. Oh my goodness, I am losing questions. SF Martin 79 said breathe. I'm not breathing. You can't make me. I'm gonna just panic.
Yeah, she refuses to breathe for about 4 days, and then she'll come back and take a breath.
Usually it involves chocolate. When I start to breathe again, it usually involves chocolate. Sam Waite said, without a septic, how do you handle urine? We have a porta potty right now. In our area, you can't have a outhouse unless it's been inspected by the state, county or state. It must be state because that's water control. You can't have a composting toilet. You can't have you can't have an outhouse, and you cannot have a composting toilet unless you have had it inspected. And it make more sense to get a porta potty.
Right. Versus paying somebody to say, yep, that is in fact a toilet. So
well, I think it had to be encased like in concrete and be something like what they have at the national parks.
Right.
And I don't really want that on my property. I'd rather, honest to goodness, something I have to pour concrete for. So trying not to push the law, and even since I know what it was supposed to have. But for instance, like when we did our permit, when they came out, there were certain parts of it that they kind of glossed over as not confusing about why they chose certain things to tell us we could do, and then certain things that we weren't supposed to do, they didn't care as long as we paid the permit. And so it was mind-boggling. The more you stress, the more you sweat. Glad I'm not there. Ah, you're disgusting. Am I sweaty? I'm not stinky.
I haven't sniffed you lately.
I am not stinky. I put on deodorant this morning. I'm actually not sweating. I'm just fine. If my hair was down, I'd be sweating, but I have my hair up, so now I can function. When my hair was down, I thought I was going to die. I was doing the video for the collaboration with Lori Family Homestead this morning, and I was cooking, and I had put my hair up in curlers, and it was all cute and pretty, and then I started filming, and I started melting, and I'm like, put my hair back up in a bun. What do you need? You're not taking that, are you?
No. Just running through the list in my head.
Do you want to put that back up on the shelf then? Otherwise, you're going to get your wigs in it.
Yelled at for being too noisy on the set.
Well, pick it up. Don't run it across the floor. But if you leave it down, you're going to get your wigs in it.
Okay. Loud noises.
Flatbed trucker said, try this weather in Savannah. 98 degrees Fahrenheit and 100% humidity.
Nice.
You guys are killing me. Willow Creek Homestead said, dang it, just got here. It's our Sarah's birthday, so I've been busy. Dang it. Hey, Willow Creek. So Willow Creek is another channel that I need to go do another collaboration with. They're like an hour and a half south of us, right? About an hour and a half?
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, not 2 hours.
2 hours. 2 hours south of us. And so I need to, maybe we'll do like a fall time collaboration. Yet another channel. So Willow Creek is who came and helped us with the outdoor shower, if you guys saw that video. She's at 99 with 10% humidity. Very different.
Nice. That is a beautiful area.
Oh, but the area there by Rebecca, Flying VS Farms, is so beautiful. Some of the prettiest farmland I think I've ever seen. And it rained when we were there, although it was fall. I think I already have one of those underneath the seat.
Door.
Yeah, I don't think you need to take another one. I know the U.S. says you can have as many as you want, but the wife don't say that. So no. Okay.
Well, what she don't know.
Yep. Don't do it. Don't push it. It took us all day to get ready, and there's not room for more. Larry Family Homestead said you can use a 12-volt battery with 12-volt pump in a trash can.
For pumping water? Are we pumping water? What are we?
I don't know.
Oh, got it for your shower or anything. So can.
Oh, gotcha.
That's a great idea, actually.
Except it'll get bugs in it, and it will get hot.
Put a lid on the trash can, but yes, that's the point. It gets hot. Hot water for a shower is good.
Why doesn't anybody like the system I already have set up? It works just fine.
We love the system you have set up. We're just telling you other ways to do it.
I know, but I don't understand. I think it's a fantastic idea, but I can't scoot over. I have nowhere to scoot.
We have to move there. Hi, everybody. But no, I think we're just comparing ways to do off-grid showers.
So what Larry Family Homestead did was fantastic, and I loved it. But for our system, I feel like having little girls haul water, it's easier just to fill up 3 gallons rather than trying to fill up a trash can.
And it gives girls something to do.
Yeah, it gives a girl something to do. And I cannot think beyond the level of imperfection that I have right now. Like, it is the most I can do just to remember that we all need to shower at night and to make sure it happens. Right now, it feels like my head is going to explode because we have so many things we need to do right now.
Oh, I see. I don't know. I was just taking them one at a time.
Because you haven't been here getting it already.
Uncle George's van is the next step, so I think I'm ready. We should hit this blue button. That's the first.
No, because I haven't read everybody's comments.
Yes, but you may want to just skip down because they are so far ahead of us in the conversation that.
Yes, Flying VS Farms Rebecca said part of the trick to staying cool is covering up the less skin the sun can hit the cooler state. That's why I wear sweaters in the middle of summer, is because it bounces things back. Flatbed Trucker said, what's your thought on a container home? I think if you insulated it well enough, fine. Nice once we got insulation into it. It holds heat really well. It holds cool really well. we got the insulation in, it was so freaking cold at night. It was so cold. Between the two of us, we had like 10 blankets on the bed and we still couldn't stay warm. And then during the day when it was warm, it was so hot that we were just melting. So the insulation made a huge difference. Rock Corner said, how y'all doing? I cannot stay long. Well, it's good to have you, Rock Corners.
Hit the blue button. We're talking about stuff that was talked about 20 minutes ago. So.
Will the shed tiny house be done before you leave from it? No, it will not be done before John leaves for school. Angie's Pantry's here.
Angie's Pantry.
Oh my gosh, I can't keep. Okay, guys, you're awesome at doing the live feed. Talk to Mr. Dirt and reading, answering comments. A true multitasker. Trying. My brain's about to explode. Just to get you a solar shower, you can buy them at Walmart. See, we've had people offer to send them to us to try them out. And I don't think it would be a bad idea to try them out. At the time they offered them, we were in the RV though, and so we didn't have anywhere to be private. Here, since we built the outdoor shower, we have a place for privacy, which is super nice.
Wait, everybody.
The C-Dub 56, are you guys being held against your will? I'm seriously concerned. Who? Against their will. My children are always held against their will.
Probably extra conversation going on. So, let's see. So.
Okay, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go get an interview about a little van. Thank you guys. We love you, and thanks for chiming in. I'm sorry I didn't get the warning up in time and didn't remember. Now I'm just praying that I remember to take my camera and my computer. Cord, please, and the adapter, the plug, please.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Love you.
And make sure, because it is the more professional version, Laurie Family Homestead, they need to just come stay with us for a little while and help me fix everything up, because everything I make, they do a better job. And then I'm just like, dang it, negotiate with these people. They make me look bad. So go check out Laurie Family Homestead. They have awesome carpentry stuff going on. They have great cooking videos that shine so much more than I do. They're so patient with me. And we will talk to you all.